Back. Yup. There he is. Hooks in. Hooks in. Where's the seatbelt? Hooks in and where's the seatbelt? There you go.
So I'm here at the venue. Just did the weigh-in. They're obviously setting up behind me. Very cool lighting change as I'm talking. Like less than 20 hours ago, I had to take our family dog to put her down. So I'm not in like a great headspace. Usually as I'm here at like the event and I'm getting ready to go, like the whole day I'm just like focused on the match and thinking about that, but having a hard time getting into that mental space right now. Hoping once it gets closer, I still have like 5 hours before I compete, if I can turn it on a little bit, but struggling right now with that. Weird day. Hopefully it goes all right. That's the dude I'm fighting. Sorry about your luck, buddy. As you can see behind me, they're doing face-off photos right now, and I tried to set the camera up to the side so you can see my face-off photo, and then a bunch of people stood right in front of it, so just pretend these guys are me and the guy I'm about to beat up. I think this is going to be 11. Okay.
That I fail, that I'll never make it out, yeah. Please tell me all the bad, never good. Fill my head full of every single doubt, yeah. Please say any negative thoughts. I pop off when I hear people say I cannot.
So it's me here in the future. I'm going to talk you through the match and everything that happened and why and what I did and why I did what I did. So as I'm walking out right now, if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button, maybe leave a comment on the video, and definitely hit the like button. No need to watch him walk out. Let's fast forward through that and then we'll get to the match. So like I said, I really wasn't feeling in a great headspace coming into this match, and it wasn't really until this point when I'm on the mat and I'm starting to feel like, okay, it's time to go, that I really sort of zoned into what I wanted to do. Ref's giving us instructions, so I'm going to talk over that. But basically, I knew that I had to be loose, even if I wasn't feeling loose. I had to pretend that I was, and I had to have fun with it. I always grapple better when I'm having fun, and if I'm stiff and I'm too in my head, then I don't have fun. So my goal was to just start the match flowing, moving around, feeling good, trying to have fun, and here we go. I always just walk straight at him. Here we go. Dap it up. Let's go. I knew that he was probably a good wrestler. I also wanted a foot sweep real bad, which is what I just tried there. So I really didn't want him to tie me up. I wanted to manage the distance. Hand fighting, I really wanted to, like I said, hit a foot sweep. So I wanted to try and control his hand, control his body, maybe get him rotated a little bit off an arm drag, or trying to pull back a hand that I'm controlling to maybe set up a foot sweep. But I always start these matches just kind of feeling it out. If the guy feels super strong, maybe I'll change courses and I'll pull. If I feel like I can wrestle with him, I'll wrestle with him. And that's kind of what's happening now. A combination of looking for body position for a foot sweep, maybe looking for a takedown, but just really feeling it out. And here's just, again, me just trying to be loose, me trying not to be super, super stiff. And again, trying for a foot sweep right here. No. Right here. No. Right here. There it is. Probably kicked the hell out of his leg more times than I should have. And I finally get my foot sweep. I'm on top, and in about 5 seconds is going to be the absolute highlight of this match for me. He is trying to use his underhook. He's trying to wrestle up. I really don't want to engage too much in the body lock right away. I want to set it up a little bit, and that gives him a little space to stand up, and I just took him for a ride. That was the biggest slam I've ever hit in my life in a jiu-jitsu match, in an MMA fight ever, and it felt really good to hit the throw and then also end up right on the back. I'm obviously trying to hand fight a little bit. I'm trying to set up my choke, and you can't really see it from this angle, but I don't actually have both hooks in. On the bottom leg, I have a twister hook set up, and I'm already thinking twister because I love the twister, and I know it would be super, super cool to finish one and to hit one in a super fight. And I'm right there. I think I have it, and he limp arms and pulls it back. And for a second there, in my head, I was already celebrating like, I've got this twister. But he did a good job of defending. I just want to make sure I'm on the back. Like my coach said, I don't give up this position, don't lose this position. I'm just trying to stay there. I'm using my twister hook to maintain control. I'm hand fighting. I'm going to think about maybe coming up, but he's moving pretty well. I don't want to burn a ton of energy going all out, trying to really work hard for this choke. Like I'm trying to get it, but I'm not trying to go crazy and use up all of my energy. Again, we're still in this truck position. I'm thinking twister maybe, but as he sits up, I'm worried about losing the position, so I'm just trying to maintain where I am, use my seatbelt grip. But he does manage to get his back flat. He starts to escape, and again, I just want to stay on top here. And I'm looking for a step back into a leg lock, but he shuts that down, and we end up in his full guard. I like passing from full guard. I think a lot of people don't play it offensively enough. I do, but I think a lot of people ignore the position. And I almost always try to pass close guard by standing. It's just trying to find the right opportunity to do it. And I found that. And he shoots the De La Riva, and I immediately want to step back again to look for my saddle. But he was pretty hip to it. He's already clearing the knee line, and I'm just trying to rebite, pull that back in, and maybe attack like a straight foot lock or see how the scramble plays out. But my legs are tied up, so I can't come on top. I got a little too aggressive in my search for that saddle, and that ends up with him coming on top as he escapes. I'm using my rubber guard a little bit just to try to control the posture, and in the back of my head I'm also thinking, okay, I'm going to buggy choke him. He's probably going to pass over my bottom leg, let it happen, buggy choke, but he shut it down pretty good. And I don't know if we can hear it, but his coach eventually yells out, watch out for the buggy choke, watch out for the buggy choke. So I think that they were on my Instagram and saw me hitting those. I'm playing like an empty half guard, empty quarter guard here, just trying to control that leg. In this position, he's not really attacking me with anything. Like, it sounds bad to say, he's in a really dominant position on top. I didn't really feel in danger, like my arms weren't exposed, like he was going to attack me. It really felt like he was just trying to flatten me out. And then as he tries to go to the mount here, I recover. I'm playing like my knee shield, trying to set up like a more Z guard into like a butterfly half. But again, he's really just trying to flatten me out. You can't really see a great angle of it here, but I'm trying to create a frame with my right hand. I'm trying to push the head away, and I'm trying to just make a little bit of space, but he's really stuck on me pretty good. I know that I have to get out of this position because he's probably winning if you're a judge because he's on top. So I really start to dig in, push at the throat, make the frame, and then I'm going to try to use my lockdown here to try to elevate, make a little bit of space, and get back to where I want to be. So I'm pushing away, he starts to come up, pummel back in. I'm looking more for a more normal half guard here. He's trying to flatten back out again. I sort of threaten like a cutting armbar there just to get a little bit of space. He's driving forward, but I'm able to wrap up my close guard, and now we're into playing more aggressive rubber guard. I got back to my close guard, but again, I'm not just going to stay there and hold there. I'm looking rubber guard. I've got an arm isolated. I'm thinking omoplata, maybe go-go plata, but I'm just going to keep attacking from here. As he starts to turn, that arm is pretty isolated, so I'm going to do my best to force his face away so I can slip the foot in so that I can get it in front of his face to either open the omoplata or the go-go plata. He's just holding on tight, trying to prevent that from happening, and I'm pushing my own foot to drive it in. It looks like I'm getting close to the go-go, but the foot is on his face. It's not falling underneath the neck where I really need it to be. So now I'm pushing to either let the go-go fall into place or force him to open up for the omoplata, which is sort of what happens here, but he turns back in and we end up back in the close guard. Again, I don't want to lose the position. And I think around this point, if I'm remembering correctly, is when I notice the clock and I look over and I see that it's not a lot of time left. So strategically, I'm thinking I need to attack from here. I'm never just going to stall and hold the guy and hope that I can ride out the time. But I'm also aware that I'm probably winning this match. Like, I hit that big throw. I had the back for a long time. I had the twister attempt. I had the go-go / omoplata attempt. Right now, I'm trying to maybe set up a triangle. I'm looking to take the back. Like, I'm trying to keep working, but I'm not getting crazy. I'm not throwing up anything wild where it could end up with him ending on top. I want to end up in my close guard. If I can't get the sub, I want to be in my close guard. I'm going to attack for a sweep. I'm going to attack for a sub, but I'm not taking any wild chances where I'm going to let him steal a decision from me because the match ends and he's on top. He's doing whatever he can to try to get the guard open. I'm doing whatever I can to either control and isolate an arm, which is what I'm looking to do right now. Maybe switch back to an arm bar, force him back square, and now we've got to restart this battle. He's back square. He has no pressure to open me up. I'm trying to control and just stay busy, stay moving, see what I can get going. He's trying to really dive hard to open it up, and that's fine. I'm prepared to now try to open up that arm, attack the arm from there. Maybe I can hit a sweep, maybe I can rock him over, and then that's the time. So at this point, I'm thinking that I won. You never know what's going to happen with a decision. He's congratulating me on the slam, which I kind of felt bad for afterwards because he was a super nice guy talking to afterwards. When I did do the slam, I did my best to not slam him directly onto his head, kind of take it to the shoulder so it wouldn't, like, paralyze him and be a scumbag for a slam. But I'm hoping I got the win. I really needed a win. I was not in a good headspace, and now we go for the decision, and I'll let my man Steve Peacock take it away. So your boy gets the win. Feeling pretty good. So that was the match. The big takeaway for me was that even though I wasn't in the right headspace, I got into this loop where I was worried I was not going to perform well, which made me anxious, which made me more worried I wasn't going to perform well, which made me anxious. And I just got in this spiral of, what if I can't do what I want to do? What if, bad things happen? What if I can't have a good performance? Am I letting everybody down? And as much as you can rationalize that doesn't matter. No one cares if you win or lose. Everyone's there to support you either way. You still want to have a good performance. And when I started to feel like I don't think I'm going to have a good performance, that makes me nervous. Just this endless loop all day. And it doesn't help that for these events, you get there 6-7 hours before the match and you're just kind of sitting in your own thoughts. Like, you can only warm up so much. You can't be warming up and rolling for 6 hours before a match. There's a lot of downtime and a lot of time to sort of dwell in your own thoughts. But fortunately, I had a lot of good support with me. I had my professor there, my brother was there, my wife was there, and my family, and they all sort of helped rally around me. But it was a good lesson to take away that even if I don't feel great going into the match, when the match starts, I can find a way to get it done. I had a good performance, not an amazing performance, but a good performance. And I wasn't feeling good. I didn't think I was going to have a good performance, but I did. So I need to believe in myself a little bit more, even if I'm not feeling confident. Another thing that I was happy with was that I stayed aggressive. There was no time to think before the slam. It was instinct. I saw his back and I took him for a ride. And I didn't have to think, what am I going to do or whatever. I just was aggressive in the way that you need to be in a sub-only match. I was happy that as a competitor, I was composed enough when he got to side control that I didn't panic. I have a tendency to panic in bad positions, shoot my heart rate up, I get exhausted, and then it's a real uphill battle. But when he was in side control, I let it be okay. I didn't get comfortable there, but I worked myself back up and went right back to attacking. I didn't panic at all. So I felt good about that aspect of the performance. I also felt pretty good from an experience standpoint that I knew where I was, that I was winning. I knew there was a short time left. I knew if he passed my guard, maybe he'd steal the win. So I was present enough to roll competitively in the right way and the right strategy for that moment. So that made me feel pretty good about the performance. And I fought a guy who we came into this match knowing he was going to be the best guy I had ever fought in a sub-only match. He's a really, really good competitor. He's an accomplished competitor, and he's someone who competes a lot. And he definitely competes more than I do. So I wasn't intimidated by that, but I was aware that he's very, very good and a very high caliber opponent. And I was able to, on a day I felt like shit, go out there and have a pretty good performance and manage to win the match. So that's the video. There is something that happened that I don't know if you caught it that's going to require further explanation, and that's called a tease. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you see the next video that I'm going to put out next week where I'm going to dive further into that. and it's going to be, unfortunately, I think a major announcement, but hopefully not. We'll see. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it as always. Subscribe, like, comment, and I'll see you in the next video.